going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy GrandPaPenguin. Today's YouTube video we're going to be reacting to is how Forma won another championship, the Inner Circle, Optic Gaming's Inner Circle. If you actually enjoyed the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you guys new. That being said, into the reaction video of how Forma won another championship in the Inner Circle. Let's get into the video.
We teamed with Ninja before he retired.
I was about to say Ninja. Yeah.
Literally, I'll never forget. Right when we had lost, Tyler
So we got Trippy and the Halo Boys and Forma.
DreamHack.
Yeah.
And he ran over to go play H1Z1 solos. Like, right after.
He just like, it was just like a fist bump. He's like, all right, okay, GG's, and then he like off.
Yeah, we're not rocking headphones in this, so you guys might hear when we react to it. You guys might hear some echoing noise. We're reacting to it with the. Well, let's say through the speakers. We got Formo, we got Lucid, we got your boy Hitch, the notorious one, Lunchbox, and APG, and as well your boy Slasher, aka Trippy. Presented by
We're
Scuff
back again with another
Gaming.
Inner Circle. This one's brought to you by Scuff, and I'm surrounded by some world champions. So I don't get production. Can we get a fucking round of applause for? It's just me. That's unbelievable. I was hoping there'd be like a bunch of people.
Everyone's way too focused.
Yeah, you guys are all locked in. Why are you guys so locked? But yeah, how's off season been for you guys since the dub?
It's crazy how they won the world championship.
Nice for me.
Almost.
They didn't really drop a map until the end the finals against C9.
So used
And they
to
took the
6
best of
days a week
first
grinding.
versus to 7.
Yeah.
So going to from 6 to 0 was quite the adjustment.
Yeah, the scrim schedule is pretty severe, I guess,
Especially leading up to Worlds, yeah. These
Yeah.
guys play
Especially
more
for
than
us.
anybody.
Yeah.
Y'all are getting like how many sets a day were y'all getting?
Just one.
Just one?
But those
Darn.
those scrims still go for like a good 3.5 hours if it's like a full scrim. And we
That's
we
crazy.
even cut them short because there's 17 game types. Or at least there was 17 game types.
Holy hell.
And we would typically only play like 13, 14.
Darn,
We
that's
would be,
crazy.
We'd still cut out like some of
17.
the ones that would be a little bit shorter, but it goes
That's
pretty hard.
wild.
Like it takes a long time.
Oh, those Optic Gaming jogger pants are kind of clean.
Cliche question, but
Lucid.
how did it feel, especially for you two, coming off of your first ever chip, and then now you're world champions. I mean, how'd that feel?
That just felt amazing.
Yeah.
It's like literally going from, I don't know, there's like, I think I said in one of the interviews the other day, I was like, we literally went from like what one of the best feelings is, like getting that first win, to like getting the biggest win, like back to back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually
crazy.
crazy for us to kind of experience it.
It was like that with the LA Thieves when they won
from Brad.
a major and then won the world champs.
Like you're playing for such a long time and then getting that world championship, and then you guys getting your first win. I mean, that's
Yeah.
got to be the biggest. That's literally the biggest gap I think you can get.
Yeah, I mean, we were still, we had a while to reach this point, but
Yeah.
it was
That's
all
crazy.
culminating to this to kind of get that sweetness.
Those Oakley glasses look clean on Lucid.
No,
That was awkward.
Especially not him.
That's
Not
like the
Matt.
only one who hasn't been playing at all.
Oh, okay.
I've been grinding in the depths of matchmaking.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've still
watch
been
out.
That's good.
Just destroying everyone.
So in the
Yeah,
off season,
really
still
don't
grinding
believe
Halo.
these days.
They just came out with a new update, so
Oh, did
Yeah.
they?
yeah.
The new
What's
update.
in the update?
Like a whole bunch of weapon changes, buffs, nerfs.
Okay.
Forge.
And Forge, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Forge has
that
been
was
a lot of
huge.
fun.
Co-op
Do
campaign.
you guys think Forge is going to have any sort of impact on the competitive scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're going to want to put in more Forge maps. There was already going to be Argyle and then the Pit at some
Pit,
point,
okay.
and before season 2 even fully gets like revved up, those maps are going to be
wild.
Forge maps.
So you think maps are going to be taken away? You're going to add to the 37
They've already been taken.
maps?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
So-
been taken away?
Bizarre Flag is out, and then Catalyst Slayer. Catalyst Slayer's out.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Those are good. I feel
Yeah,
like
those are
they're-
kinda
those are definitely
contentious.
the weakest.
Yeah.
Probably after season 1, you start kind of removing the weakest ones and adding in some
Yeah.
new ones.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Freshen
be
it up.
That's good.
cool to see Pitt
You're changing.
for the
That's what MW2 got to do for season 2.
One that could just put it into the vault and leave. But they love to bring
How
the
many
pit back.
Halos has that been in, like, for competing? It's Halo 3.
I mean, they had it in Halo Reach, but we.
Was it,
Well, just
was
it
in Halo
being,
4?
yeah, it was in 3, Reach,
Competitive?
4.
Wow.
No. Oh, yeah,
I
That's
guess
still
it was
wild.
three.
That's 3. Yeah.
It'd be
Well,
nice
then
to see how it plays in
top
this
4.
game. I mean, it'd be nice to have a 2 sniper map. I feel
Yeah,
like
Argyle's 2
Definitely.
snipers,
Yeah.
plus the 20 other
Plus a
weapons.
fusion
Right.
coil.
Yeah.
That's still crazy how Halo has like that many weapons itself. It's just wild.
You had to King Kong somebody and just chuck it.
Chuck it across the map.
You can't wait for that.
You got the hammer, you got the
Smarty Splitter, he has a clip of him.
VR,
using
you got the
clothing
pistol, you got the sniper, you got the rocket launcher,
So yeah, I guess
got the shotgun, charge rifle, a bunch of other weapons. It's crazy.
So Lunch, what was it like think. Did y'all like that?
Pretty good. Nobody was expecting that.
I worked on that before. So yeah, you won national championship in 2011.
Yeah.
For Reach, and then now coaching world champions.
Yeah.
What's the difference in the grind between those two?
I mean, I feel like the grind's always similar, at least on teams that I've been a part of. Like, I feel like work ethic has always been very important. So, if I'm involved, I'd like to think that that's kind of at least the expectation amongst everybody. Like, we're going to show up for practice every night and make it worthwhile. So, the grind I think is similar. Worlds is probably bigger just because it's a bigger stage.
Yeah.
Even than the national championships back then, there's more on the line now. There's more eyes on it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, this one was,
eyes on me.
Was fun to be a part of for me, especially how they did it, losing the first series in the finals and to rebound how they did. Like it really doesn't happen. I mean, to have that quick of a switch flip to turn around, it was impressive to watch.
What is the coaching difference like between 2011 and what you do now? And I also want to ask Matt the difference between coaching and COD and Halo.
Yeah, I mean. I'd like to think that I can bring more to the table than a lot of guys because of how long I played. I'm definitely recognizing things unfolding negatively or positively faster than I think most. So I think I bring that because I can see where positions maybe are not being filled in, where I can just say like we need tower on live fire or something. Where I'm sure most guys are not doing that, most coaches. So I think there's things that I can bring that other people can't, and that's it just comes from experience. I feel like I played at the highest level for a lot of years, so. Yeah. I know Halo, whether I'm competing or coaching, I still feel like I have a good grasp on how it should be played.
I told him earlier this season that, like, if he wasn't coaching, I still think he could be a player at this point. Like, with just the pool of players and, like, how good I still think he is, like, I think he could still be competing. So.
My issue now is that, like, I'll randomly have, like, an inconsistent day where I just, like, don't have it. It still is, it eats me alive. I played a random matchmaking game that I matched with you guys at Orlando, and I went, like, 5-25, and you just looked over at me and, like, are you playing? Like, what the fuck? I'm like,
5-29.
I don't know what was happening. I would have fixed it if I knew, but anyway, so, like, I mean, I can still compete, you know, with
the highest level,
pros. But... Yeah, I still enjoy it.
What's the difference between COD coaching and Halo coaching?
I mean, I'll die on this hill that I think COD coaches are literally useless.
Okay.
I think COD coaches just do stuff that the players don't want to do, like scheduling scrims and talking to their team and saying, like, which lobby to join. And, like, I don't know. In my experience with coaches, it's like they tell you the other team's break-offs, whatever. I mean, we could do that. You could go look yourself and just go watch the YouTube video. Like, they're not doing anything I think is, like, you know, too hard. And I just feel like, I don't know, especially with, like, how much weight players put into coaches these days, it seems like they're actually affecting how they're playing. And I just think it's useless, to be honest. But in Halo, I think, like, a coach is obviously on stage with you.
Yeah, because they're on stage.
Really important. Like,
okay, break-offs.
In the comms, rather than
talking about charge rifles. Power weapons, all that junk.
Like Jason's, I mean, I think the best coach in the league for sure. Like, he was also like a winner, you know, like he was winning a lot. So, like, he knows the little things to say in the middle of a tournament, in the middle of a game that just helps you, like, edge the other team out at the end. And that's, like, really, really important. And, I think Halo coaches are way more beneficial.
Yeah. And I guess just in general, there's a clip that, you know, kind of got spread around a couple days ago of Shotzi saying, like, eventually in his career he's going to go back because he misses his roots, I guess, of Halo. Is that how you felt as well? Because I've always been curious because the COD community embraced you so hard. But
because the CDL is kind of stressful. Limited amount of teams. Every team is super competitive.
So did you feel that way, or did you, or like, how do you feel about like your home game?
I mean, like, it was kind of a bummer that, like, when I started to, like, hit my, like, peak in Halo, like, the game kind of died.
Right.
It was that was really unfortunate because I wish I could have played, like, the glory days of Halo 3. I got, like, Reach, which was, like, looked down upon by, like, the rest of the pros, like Halo 2 even.
I say I'm like a normal.
He's a Halo guy.
I'm a normal person who's, like, good at Halo. I don't really play many other games. I'm just really good at Halo.
Yeah.
Except Codenames.
Yeah, Codenames.
Start playing Codenames.
What is Codenames?
It's like a party game.
Nice.
I'm trying to, like, think of the way to describe it, but you have, like, teams of people, and it's like a mental type of game. It's like a certain leader of each team has to, like, have their own teammates guess words.
So,
or, like, guess the right cards.
So it's like Pictionary, kind of like that.
Completely separate game.
Some sort of split gate thing.
No, not at all.
But it helps.
It's like a
It
good
does?
like
Sounds mental?
yeah, it's like a good like puzzle like type of figuring things out type of
Yeah.
game. We've all been
Wow.
playing it a lot, like especially before like Worlds and whatnot.
Gives you
It's
vibes
just
of like
fun to
Pictionary.
play. It's
Yeah.
been good.
Hella fun.
Yeah, every day after scrims, I just see Matt or Brad just type in the Halo Pro Discord, and there's like one for code names. Everyone else is like one for eights. There's like one for code names.
That's so good. Allow me to interrupt the Inner Circle for one quick second while we talk about Scuff. Scuff has provided these beautiful presents to all of the boys for
Yes, the
winning the
sponsorships.
World Championships. I mean, they're just a great company to work with. I had a lot of fun, and couldn't have done it without you guys. So let's get back to the video. Yeah, I think probably the best part of this team is you guys, you've got the veterans on one. I mean, did y'all plan this? The veterans on one side, and then you got, the relatively, new guys on this side. It's something that we see in a lot of esports, and I kind of wonder what you guys, you guys have come up as a duo, but you also came up alongside of a bunch of other grinders like, Frosties, Renegades, Shotzi. Whenever you guys come up and you see the class that you're coming up with, do you have a sense of camaraderie with those guys, or is it competitive? You want to be the best new guy on the block?
I'd say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you don't want to like not be friends with them. You know,
Right.
you're still gonna be friends with the people.
A little bit of banter.
A little bit,
and
yeah,
just
a little bit of
competitive drive
banter
for
in
sure.
Yeah.
But
But-
I mean, especially with like Renegade for sure. Like
Yeah.
it was us two, and then Renegade and Shotzi. Us four were like the breakout people in like literally the span of like 2 to 3 months of Halo 5,
Gone.
like all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's like when all four of us pretty much started competing at the same time. At
So
that point.
you guys have your
That's wild.
your race.
I'll
to
compete over
certain-
at the same time. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
fire.
Yeah, they hit their stride and they had some banger teams. I mean, we still had some great teams too. But yeah, I think we've definitely been figuring our way through, and obviously we're here now. But
Yeah.
it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It really has been.
The picture of these two from years ago when you guys were first started
gosh.
competing with one another to the world's picture was such a good side by side.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Showed a little bit of the journey that you two have been through.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you guys are no stranger to competing with legends. I mean, y'all teamed with Ola for so long, and I mean
Ola, yeah.
didn't you
Team is sniped down too.
snipe down as
Snipe
well?
down.
Yeah, I knew
Ooh,
there was,
snipe down.
So I mean, it
Team
was
with Ninja
definitely.
before he retired.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, I
yeah.
was gonna say Ninja, yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Right when we had lost, Tyler literally got up, ran over to because we were at DreamHack,
Yeah.
and he ran over to go play H1Z1 solos. Right after.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, Tyler.
He just like
Leaves
it was just like a
instantly. We
fist
just-
bump.
we
He's
just
like, all
lost.
right,
I'm just like-
okay, GG's, and then he like
Walks
off
over.
off the scene.
Off
That was his
the
last tournament.
Never saw him again.
That's really good. Oh man.
But I mean, obviously, it was the right decision.
Yeah.
So, it's like one of those things. Like
100%.
you did the right thing.
So what was this season like for you two, especially? Like the Halo Infinite comes out, you make one roster change, you get a legendary coach, and you have your ups and downs throughout all the years or throughout the whole season. I mean, what do you think specifically like changed and made you guys go in the right direction?
In my opinion, I think like we still kind of experienced that instant drive to try to be the best at the very start of the game, which I think we had some good success with, but then it caught up to us pretty quickly. And I think after those first two tournaments, it definitely felt like making a change with like Matt being on the team. I think it kind of changed, at least for me personally, it changed the way I view of like how to get better as a team. Like just having somebody new that I hadn't really talked to, experienced anything
Yeah,
with
'cause
at
he
all.
teamed with
Like,
Ola
that was
before.
something
Lucid.
that I think pushed me to like figure out how I can talk with the team and like they talk to me and like figuring that type of thing out. I think really pushed that team aspect in my mind for us. I think that's been really important.
Yeah, and I would have to give huge credit to Matt. I mean, as soon as he joined, like the whole, I would definitely say the whole team dynamic changed instantly, and like Tommy said, it kind of goes back to the thing of where it's like we're talking as a team and trying to work at things as a team. And
Yeah.
it's not like we weren't doing that in the past, but it kind of hit a new stride and hit
Yeah.
another level.
That's why I think that's why I want to say, because if Ola happens to hear any of this, it's like he was never a bad teammate ever.
Right.
He had really no ego at all. It was just, again, I think with like adding Matt to the roster with just him still being the player that he was, And then again, just having somebody new, because it's like, I think that is the double-edged sword whenever you have like a new type of relationship that can develop. It's like, it can be good, it can be bad. So it's like, you want to kind of like field out some options. So it's like, as long as everyone's just honest and like just everyone's trying to put their best foot forward, like you get the
Ola
results
was
that
a
we
good
got,
teammate.
I think,
He was like the
whenever
wizard.
Everyone really
Yo,
tries
wizard,
their absolute
Ola.
hardest.
From the outside looking in, it seemed like Ola and Brad, on the same team, kind of playing the same role, and just adding Matt onto the team, it just kind of meshed everything where it was supposed to be. That's at least from the outside looking in. That's what I don't know how accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I knew instantly when Matt was coming. Like, I mean, and their history together alone, like they've been best friends for so long. You know? And that, I feel like that's already a chemistry right there.
Yeah.
On top of them being gods.
He was worried about you guys. He was talking to me. He was like, I don't know if they're gonna like me. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that. I remember that. It's crazy.
So, do you think Streets Ball was a very pivotal point in you guys taking the last two champions or the two tournaments?
Losing in that fashion, yes.
Yeah,
That was
Absolutely.
the best thing that happened to us, probably. Yeah.
In the best way
Best
possible.
and worst way. Yeah.
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 It was like an eye opener for I think just us as a team. And I think in my mind it's like that drive to just we just put our heads down. We weren't like making any changes. It's like we're here to get better. We know our problems and we just talked it out. We went over it. It was difficult to like obviously watch losing in that heartbreaking fashion. But I like, dude, that's the stuff that puts hair in your chest, like that type of recognition.
It never happened again.
Never happened again.
That was the game that like the win con was all in our favor and we lost it. So like once you see that happen, like a lot of times a game like that can lead to a team breaking up. Like there's a lot of tough conversations that
But they
happened
still
in,
stuck it
Kansas
together.
City after we lost that tournament. But like these guys, we had them and again we looked forward. Like the potential we knew was there. Like these guys haven't lost any scrims. That doesn't happen very often either, where you're that dominant online and just winning night in and night out, like and badly. There's a lot of scrims. Like if a team takes 3 or 4 games from them in practice, they felt like they won.
I was gonna say we're like annoyed.
Like it's been that weighted for a long time. So again, that I think it was a very pivotal game. Unfortunately, it was a loss, but it couldn't have ended the season any better.
That definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that all the time in esports and sports in general. It's just like you come over, you get past that adversity, and then you come out better on top.
Yeah.
Matt, I want to ask you. It's been a while since this happened, but while you're up there playing for Sentinels, Royal 2 did his thing or whatever, and you had to fill in for Royal 2. While you're playing Optic, did you think at all that maybe that would be your future? Is playing for either your home team or just trying to find a stable team in general?
I mean, my gamer tag was literally Optic Formal Matt. I it's definitely in the back of my mind.
So troll.
I just knew, that like I was gonna keep playing for the whole year. That
That's such a troll. Playing for Sentinels, Optic Formal Matt.
Like it was just like I was thinking it was like a perfect fit.
Or the SG space station.
I didn't want to say like a mastermind getting on the squad, but like they had
SSG,
like, poor placing in Raleigh, then a poor placing in Anaheim, and I knew they were going to be interested in making a change just because they obviously wanted to win. And I mean, I hit him up, and then the stars aligned this whole year. To be honest.
He was laying the seeds for a while.
Yeah, I played.
Don't let him like try to talk your way around that too much.
All right, I'm a natural like seed planner.
He's a farmer.
It's just I mean like I'm just really like involved in the scene like with players like in COD or Halo. Like I'll have a lot of friends outside of my team, and like I'll always keep tabs on people just because like it's nice to know what's going on, and whether or not I throw my little 2 cents into their situations is it's controversial, but
You had been planting seeds since like after the first online tournament.
I was about to say, you're probably the best person to ask about
He
that.
planted a seed after the game 5 too, because what'd you have, 20?
Yeah.
In that Streets game 5? It was a big game 5, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
It's like
It was a big game 5.
Yeah.
So it was on your birthday too, right?
Was.
Because I remember tweeting "Happy birthday, fucking
not
bitch"
yet.
or something like that.
That was my birthday?
Yeah.
Good one.
Was that a game 5 on your birthday?
Yeah.
That's fate.
It was boring. It was meant to.
Did you have the best average placing last year?
I think so.
I think I saw a stat that you did. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's pretty typical.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess it's time to talk about the future of Halo. So season starts back up in February, and what would you guys like to see, I guess, implemented into the game itself, but also HCS and how things are running?
I feel like there just needs to be like a type of unionization almost of like players and HCS working with players. I think, especially with like how Halo 5 was set up, by the end of its like life cycle for esports, or the esports side of it, that's still for a majority of things for Infinite has been the case. Like the ecosystem has been solid, but especially for just like how pro players are feeling, it's like there's just like weapons or certain tunings for certain things that are just not available, or they are unwilling to change their stance on for the sake of the casual community, which is like the good thing to do, but they're trying to like create a universal experience for everybody. That's just I personally don't think that ever has worked out in most circumstances.
Big time whack.
We've had a mangler on every map that's been on since the start of the game, and we haven't picked it up in like 9 months.
Yeah, they had to G8 the Mangler.
It
Did we
Sucks.
GA it after the first tournament?
Mangler got G8, I think,
Like,
after Anaheim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after Anaheim. So
Here's the thing, like
I think broken that
I've noticed,
Mangler.
like it happened in the COD scene as well, like this same problem, to where you got people that are working on the game nonstop, right? Or you'd like to think they're working on it nonstop, and they release these like new weapons and stuff.
That'd be nice for the map things. You could change out the weapons
They want you guys to
that
be playing on
spawn
stream,
into the
they want you guys to
spawn
show
station,
pretty
so
much
you
that
can just
you're-
GA a weapon. You just put another weapon in there.
players that just don't know how to go about it the right way. They don't know how to criticize the right way, so they end up just kind of crying. And obviously, like, if I'm a dev, like, and this is just like in their defense, like if I'm a dev, I'm just gonna feel sour towards that. It's because I'm like, dude, I just put like 3 months into that, and you're just shitting on it.
Yeah.
And then that leads to a natural disconnect between the players and the devs, and then it feels like almost there's like some conflict, which doesn't really need to be there. But I don't think anyone really understands, like, if you guys want to like changes to happen, you have to do it the right way. You can't just sit there and cry on stream and then things are like fixed tomorrow. It's just never going to be how it is ever. So like I just think that players need to just kind of grow up. And like I said, I see it in the COD community as well. It's just a recurring thing I keep seeing, and it's kind of shit. Like it's kind of shitty seeing it because I can see both sides of it. Like I'm a player, I can see like there's problems with the game, but like I also don't really have like a good like contact with 343. Right? There's not really anyone I can like text on the side and just be like, hey man, I know that I've seen a lot of slack about this, and like, is there any like plans to changes? It's like people just assume shit and then just kind of rage on stream, and then it gets clipped, and then gets like blown up on Twitter, and like it's not a good look for the game, it's not a good look for the player. It's just like the same circle I keep saying. It's kind of shit.
Was the communication better in Call of Duty for
No.
CDL, or was it better for HCS?
I mean, like in CDL, like you could, once it switched to the CDL, like you had a little bit more of a connection just because it was franchised at that point. But it's still not where it should be. Like when you look at games like League of Legends or Valorant, or Riot does a really good job with like fixing the game and listening to the pros because they make a competitive game.
Yeah.
So like if there's anything wrong with it, they immediately fix it.
That'd be nice if Activision, like, instead of Activision was Riot, Call of Duty made
It's a
Riot.
casual game that's made to force into competitive. So there's just always
Riot
gonna be
made
that, like,
Call of Duty.
disconnect there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Have a bottom
Do you
out.
think? I mean, I know I kind of already asked this, but do you think like with Forge coming out, Halo and HCS would be willing to utilize a majority of the maps that are going to be made and the game types that are going to be made through Forge? Because it seems like it's pretty built out.
It'd be silly of them not to. It's just people doing their work for them.
Yeah,
for
right,
free.
right,
Like making maps that they literally put zero. They just have to give them the tool,
Yeah.
and then they do the work. So like, why would you at least not explore what people are making? And yeah, to me, it's a win-win.
I already have people coming in my stream telling me to like try out a competitive map that people made. Like people have already been making competitive
People are
maps,
very
so
passionate about
they're
Forge.
very very
which
passionate
is good
about
for
it, so-
Halo and the competitive scene. We used quite a few Forge maps in Halo 3. Like they've always been a part of the competitive scene.
Yeah.
And in Reach.
Yeah,
Reach
Reach.
there's a lot.
Yeah, there was.
In Reach, it was like.
And they were awful. Yeah.
I was like every map was like gray.
Yeah, exactly. now they have tools though to make them look good.
Remake
I
on
think there's a lot of
Crash,
potential.
or like Shipment or
Yeah.
Rust.
I mean, some of
Just
the maps
Halo.
I've seen, they literally look like a Recharge or Livefire at least.
Yes.
It's like those maps obviously, or at least Livefire kind of looks almost like a
Right.
Forge map off the rip, but it's like the level of detail will become insane for Halo.
Because it's only the beta out right now, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it still looks incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw someone make Rainbow Road on Mario Kart. Did y'all see that?
I don't know if I saw that one.
Rainbow Road.
Literally Rainbow, and they're all on this like tiny little.
Oh yeah.
And just going, it looked incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Forge is insane, man. It is definitely the saving grace, I think, for a while for
Yeah.
Halo. It's just a matter of like making sure that the actual game itself is becoming even more functional and just the best experience it can possibly be. I think that's what's been holding back the game for a while now, and it's just the Halo just needed like good, consistent press, and it's like I think Forge right now is like that really great press that I don't know if it can really sour. Like you're seeing Rainbow Road, we saw like Toy Story, we're seeing Ocarina of Time, like Forge maps, and then there's also like competitive maps being made that
Toy Story on Halo. Oh my gosh, I saw something like that.
Consistent flow of just cool shit.
Yeah.
And I don't see that really stopping. It's just a matter of
In
like,
his room.
you know, as long as the rest of the community still wants to be a part of it, it should just keep getting better.
Has there ever been a Forge map that wasn't a remake of an old Halo map that made it onto the?
Yeah.
Amplified,
Reach there was a
Onslaught.
lot.
Reach there wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a lot.
Like Nexus.
Yeah,
That was one of them.
Oasis,
Zealot?
Redemption,
Yeah.
okay.
Element.
I
There was like a
couldn't
shit
remember
ton.
which ones were
Yeah, there was a shit
remakes
ton.
and not.
There was a couple Halo 5 ones too. Those were not that great, but
A lot of the ones in Reach were really bad. Actually,
Yeah, they were
a lot of the Forge maps were horrible.
Yeah.
That we had to play on.
so I guess we could say the track record right now is not the greatest.
Yeah.
But I think it was all like. Was that
Android.
because of like
Yeah,
how
I
it
just
played or
remember
like
that
the
the
design?
The spawns I remember were a problem. I feel like on the Forge maps in Reach.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I remember the spawns being really bad on some of the Reach maps.
Oh, I don't remember that.
The Forge maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember
they're
playing.
broken.
I remember playing Pit in Reach, and it just all looked blue,
really?
right?
Yeah.
Blue and
Everything's just
gray.
gray, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Gray.
gray.
Now you can see like yellow and purple for
Yeah.
this version.
Cyberpunk vibes.
Yeah, it does
I don't
have a
know
little
if
bit.
Hopefully it'll be even more detailed.
Better
but
than
yeah.
gray.
Yeah,
Forge
Great.
kind of goes crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think the potential's
yeah.
probably.
People already have like Duck Hunt and Jenga, all the OG maps.
Yeah.
So, and that's only in the first couple of days. So
Yeah.
there's no telling what they can do in a couple weeks.
I was talking to Nick in the Flycast a couple episodes ago about how power weapons have changed in Halo, and about how like it's kind of it seems like it's easier to use on PC, and now like the power weapons I don't know, but the power weapons are a little bit more powerful than they used to be. Is that
I think that just.
I wouldn't say
I
that
think a little
necessarily.
bit.
wouldn't it?
I would just guess. Maybe a little bit of that comes down to back then 60 FPS.
Right.
And nowadays it's 240.
Yeah.
And even last night when this guy was hijacking my Steam, I was on 60 FPS for a little bit during my stream last night.
Oh,
and
terrible.
even just being on that for one game, the difference from it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
opening your eyes.
So
I need
even
you to see that.
Even just like shooting a power weapon on 60 FPS compared to 240, like it's just night and day. So
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of
And then
that.
30 FPS
Or even 30,
whatever it
yeah,
was in Halo 3.
I don't know what that was.
I mean, nothing's getting
30 FPS. Oh my gosh, I remember going from PS3 to PS4 to 60 FPS. I'm like, yo, that's amazing. And I go from 60 FPS to 180 or 240 hertz.
So I guess what
I'm like,
asking-
wow, that's insane.
It seems like a big backlash.
It really is insane. Going from console to PC. PC, there's like so much. It's so much more powerful than the console is. Shout to PC.
There wasn't that like, I guess
Amazing.
especially with the snipes, there weren't that dueling snipers or the dueling. What's it called? The
Shock rifle.
Shock rifle. Yeah. Do you think it would be too powerful to have two of those on the map, or do you think it's something that Halo needs?
It depends on the map. That's very much why we don't have any of them in right now. Like the only map that could have maybe even potentially had something would have been like Bazaar. And I don't know, like having Bazaar with 2 snipers kind of sounds like
Sounds awful.
terrible. That sounds really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's too many-
That's
just so much pre-aim.
exactly.
involved, just
That kind of comes down to the maps though.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that hopefully that can be something that keeps getting worked on, alleviated in the future. But
I feel like so many people too with that argument just like go back to thinking about like how much they enjoyed watching Pit, like a Pit CTF,
Yeah.
a 15-minute Pit CTF, but like that game type could also be very stalematey, like a 0-0 game, 10 minutes in. Like I don't think that's necessarily entertaining to watch. You know, not much objective being capped. So
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see how it plays in this
I
game.
guess I always think Sanctuary because it's a little.
Yeah, and Sanctuary was definitely always a good map in every Halo.
Yeah.
HOA was good. Halo 3 was
funny
good.
enough, with Halo 5, we like with the restrictions on ammo that are in place now for like the power weapons, that actually came about because of Halo 5's version of Sanctuary.
Really?
Because people
Yeah.
were sitting ring 3 with like 20 sniper shots. And
Oh my
the spawn system on that map was like so bad that you would like almost always exclusively spawn like in the open, in the rocks, with no cover, off respawn.
Dude, I'll never
every
forget.
time.
A game of Duck Hunt.
Exactly.
I'll never forget
Game
Ryan
of Duck
Adler put
Hunt.
catastrophe on us.
Oh, that
Duck
was
Hunt
H2A, though.
on the Super
Looking at our
Nintendo
spawn. We spawned
NES
out.
was
I doing
amazing.
that too, man. I was on that team at the time.
Don't bring that up.
Actually, that might have been I don't know.
He was just doing his trolling thing.
Okay, yeah. H2A was its own
It was
beast,
a long
but
time ago.
that was when like snipers literally spawned with like 12 shots each, and then there was a
Yeah.
rockets like with like 4 in Halo 5, and we're like, we
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. Like
Yeah.
each rocket would carry over to the next rocket, each sniper would carry over to the next sniper. So at this point, it's like a little bit more reserved, but I think it plays out a lot better now.
Have y'all started scrimming or anything on the pit or any? Oh,
It's not even out yet right
It's
now.
not out. Oh,
It's
I
not
thought it'd come out with this Forge update.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would have thought.
Yeah.
There's I think another month maybe, less than a month.
I would think it'd be with like the December update that they're planning on doing.
They've already announced it in the rotation, so before February, I would think.
Yeah.
Surely we get to practice on it.
So grand final starts. We're going back to Halo Worlds, and you guys lose the first series. I'm sure you guys have been asked this a lot, but I haven't been personally able to ask. What is it like in between those two series, in between the bracket reset and losing that first series? What did you guys? Were you guys able to talk and
Yeah.
regroup?
That was the first time we actually all of us got to go back and talk for like 5-10 minutes, just about what we did wrong, what we could have done better.
Those extra minutes to just all be away from the setup, just away from it all, I think it was very important. I've said a lot of times now, but like at that point, we were all saying the exact same thing mid-series, each game that kept passing, like, okay, I think we need to do this, this, and that. We would still all listen, and like we all still made our peace, but then, the series finished, things are tense at that point, and obviously we're feeling a little bit of the pressure, but we all went back and said the exact same things. Like, I don't think really anything really changed. We all took accountability. It's like, we all know we can play a lot better, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple, we all knew we could just play better. But like the general things that we were just talking about, like it just digested. It finally just, we had a few moments, I think, to just step away, just kind of like take a few deep breaths, really, again, internalize that, the types of criticisms, or not even really criticisms at that point. It's just like, we just know we got to play our own game and do our own thing and find our flow. And that's what we were saying the entire time. And yeah, that break was good. It was very good for us.
Stomped them, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all felt that like switch flip instantly.
Yeah.
Especially after game 1, because game 1 was still a little bit of a battle until the 3rd round.
Yeah.
But game 2, 3, and 4, you could just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had the pleasure of seeing Matt in that situation a bunch of times in Call of Duty, either getting knocked down into the losers bracket or like being in the winner's side and then getting that bracket reset. And it just seems like you've always played it very cool. And do you do that for yourself or do you do that for the team?
I mean, both, I guess. I mean, it takes a lot to like rattle me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you have to understand there's always like a chance to win the tournament. And especially like when we go through winners, you get a whole cushion. Like that's the point of going through winners, because you're gonna play a red hot team coming out of losers regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you just
Losers,
have to
they
understand
gain
sometimes
so
the
many
other
more
team's gonna be
reps
playing
than the
really good,
winners.
along with you guys not playing great, and that's what the first series was. It was us playing bad and them playing like really, really good.
Yeah.
So then the second series started, and like we kicked it into gear, and they kind of started like running out of gas towards the end, which is just like another winners bracket, pleasure. Like you get to like abuse that, you didn't have to play as much that day. They had to play like 5 series.
Because they'd be gassed. They'd be too tired.
And like you should always just understand, like, unless you're out, then you're not out. There's always a chance to win. I've seen crazy shit. We've all seen crazy shit throughout the years, like crazy comebacks, crazy upsets. Like anything's possible. And like even if you're not playing great, you could still win a tournament. And even if you're playing great, you might not win the tournament. It's just all part of it. And it's just like you just have to understand all these things and realize like it's not over till it's over.
At COD Champs 2017, you guys lost to Envy, I think, in or LG.
It was Envy and winners.
Envy and winners. And then I remember it seemed like Damon and Seth, they're all a little tense after losing. And Matt just comes backstage and goes, we just get to play more now. It's just like, we just get to play more. And it seemed like it calmed everybody out, and then they made that run.
I feel like Matt was huge in the final. Like you were the one to initiate us getting up after that first series loss. It's like, yeah, let's go back and talk. Yeah. It's important to have just, I think it was more than just Matt, but like just having the guys that have been there and keeping the vibes high. Like all of us were.
That's why I love
not
Matt.
down on
Matt's
ourselves, I feel
Matt's
like,
an
after the
amazing
first
teammate.
series, like,
We just needed
played
a
so
moment to
much
break
better.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just literally take a break.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
H4M.
It's very important.
Seemed like the game stole you guys' hero shot too.
God, it did.
It stole it. Hearing the listening, you guys are world
I know. I'll
champions.
take a little blame for it. I was definitely probably a second early on starting the celebration.
The game should never hit zero
I
on the
was gonna
clock.
say it was 0 seconds on the clock, and somehow we're in overtime.
That was-
But
It's so funny because like what Jason did there is sometimes like I'll joke around, either if it's like a tournament online or like a scrim online, I'll be like, all right, GG's boys, when we need like 5 seconds left in an oddball or something, and then they'll end up forward deading us, and they'll just pick up the ball. It's kind of like same situation where Jason says that, and then 0.00 or whatever, 0.1,
Insane.
they just hop in the hill.
You waited.
they still
And I'm just
had a
like, wait.
0.001%
I know.
chance of winning probably,
Yeah.
but my butt cheeks puckered a little bit for sure after I saw the game was still going on and it was sudden death. So
Yeah.
That was funny.
No, it sucks because I mean, it was actually hilarious.
I was laughing the entire time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Brad
Everybody
stands.
except for
Brad
him.
stands up, literally has tears in his eyes.
Brad got
So,
mean.
I have that's literally happened to me before where I've celebrated early and I lost against. I was
I was
teaming
on the
against
team.
them.
Really?
Yeah, in Halo 5, but that's like a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But then I was like, in that moment, I'm thinking like, you see me like reach, and I like, because I was like thinking like, if I don't put my headset on and we all die, and I still don't have it on, like this could just be all my fault. But then I see like Tommy laughing. He's like, all right, let's just kill them. I hear Tommy just go, all right, let's just kill them. Let's just kill them. You see him like laughing. I'm just like, all right, and I see the spawns that we get, and I'm like, all right, this is fine. I get it.
Yeah,
We just get
Yeah,
the
I
kill.
literally like looked over to you and be like celebrating, and I looked at your screen, I looked at my screen, I'm like, sit back down. Like,
Sit right there.
But he was like laughing, so like it made me feel like I looked like I was tweaking. But in my head, after I saw him laughing, I was like, all right, it's okay.
No, from my perspective, it looked like the emotions of winning had
Yeah.
already hit you.
Yeah,
it
And
was.
now you're trying to force them back out.
I was literally like, you hear me, you can see me like in the little like 4-person camera. I'm literally like bouncing up and down, like waiting to like celebrate.
to celebrate again.
But I'm just like, I don't know. The crowd, I think, was the one that caught us off guard because they were 1 second ahead. Obviously.
They were a second ahead, then you said you guys
Yeah.
were world champions.
I'll shoulder some of the blame. We won, so it doesn't bother me. If we would have threw it, I might have not wanted to shoulder that blame.
I guess for you guys, how does it feel? I guess to win not only Orlando but also a world championship under the Optic name.
yeah, I mean, I could not ask for a better home to be at, to like represent some like an organization and just the people and the fans and everybody. It's amazing. Like I don't think there's just not another place I would ever want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Same here, man. I mean, I'll never like not remember those 2 wins, especially with this team and the family, the green wall. I'll never forget that ever. And especially with all the sport that we had, all our girlfriends were there, just the family, just like my best buddies from school came down, just like
Yeah.
so many people there to make it, that much more memorable. It's amazing. Seriously.
I mean, it's a surreal feeling. Like I've been on Optic before, but I mean, it's nothing like this. I mean, it was literally like the perfect series of events. Like the past few months, like starting
That'd be nice if they all retire on the Optic.
Orlando, all of our families being
Like APG, Lucid, Trippy.
and then them coming to Worlds.
You know, even Hex even said it in that one one stream with Scump, the watch party. You know, if Arcides retires, there's always a home for him.
Birthday win.
Yeah, honestly.
That'd be nice if Killer retires with Optic, with Bose.
They all played out at
Ymir and Bose
Yeah.
and Killer. The Golden Challengers with Parasite.
It was
The old Farico, like the old Farico, or like the
orgs, and I've never been
Epsilon roster versus like Challenger players. That'd be so funny.
just in terms of what they're providing us, the facilities that we're practicing at, everything is just top of the line. And then to win in the fashion we did and just be as dominant as they were to finish the season was to end on a win, especially because you're going into the off season knowing you're making 0 changes and you can just sit back, put your your hands on your head and watch everybody else scramble to figure out how they're going to beat these guys, and just good luck.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be easy.
Not to be fucking cliche, I'm sure you've been asked 100 million times, but what is it like to bring another world championship in a different game? I hate the smirk.
It's okay, you can smile. It's all right.
I mean, like Optics just It's OP. Like everything about it's just like pack a punch. Like every time you win, it's just like it seems like the whole world is watching when you win. And I'll see other teams win. And I'm like, no one even gives a fuck. Like that's what it feels like. And I'm like, damn, that must suck. But like we all have been like, we've all like put in our time to be here. Like being on Optic is just different, man. That's why OP is like the first 2 letters of like the org. It's just OP.
I like
How do you even
that.
think about that?
It is OP.
All right,
You
guys.
always got the taglines. You always got
Just know how to close out videos.
You gotta pack a punch, you know what I'm saying? PP. With that being said, catch you guys next video. Much appreciated. Catch you guys next video. Peace.